Hello, my beautiful diamonds and my Teletubbies. Tell me, how many women have needed help with something and they were afraid to ask their partner because they didn't want to get him upset or to make him angry or to create any drama or whatever inside the household? So it's like you're pretty much talking on eggshells. You're not comfortable because you're so worried about not saying anything to get this person upset. I remember going through that at some point in my life also, when I needed help with something and I didn't want to ask the person because they would always catch an attitude. Anytime I asked them to do something, here comes an attitude. So in order to avoid, you know, any tension in the household, I just end up doing things by myself. I end up doing it on my own. But then it got to the point where, SheilaTruelove, I can't put up with that but for so long. So then I had to have a family meeting. I always believe in family meetings. And I have to let you know, the next time that I ask you for help and you give me an attitude, it's time for you to pack your stuff and you have to go. Because I am not going to live on eggshells and be afraid of, I can't do this because it might trigger their anger. They might get mad. And who wants to live a life like that? Like I said, I am happily single by choice, and I choose to stay this way because this is the best way to live. I have peace. I'm comfortable. And when I say comfortable, I don't have to worry about triggering someone's anger or getting up in the morning and they have a mean, hateful face. They barely say good morning. The only time they say good morning is if you say good morning to them first. Or I can't live like that. That's not a peaceful environment. And I know that there are so many women who are living like that these days, this day and age. They are. As you know, I am an advice coach, a paid advice coach, by the way. And I listen to all of the stories of these women who are so afraid to ask their partner for help because they don't want, to start an argument. And they don't want to say anything that's going to upset him. I don't know how women can do it. I just don't understand, because I wasn't able to do it for too long. Because it comes a time, like they say, without communication, there is no relationship. So we're going to have to communicate. And you have people, they don't believe fat meat is greasy. So you have to show them. And I bring it to and I brought this to their attention, and I got them out of my house. Oh, you believe that? I got them out of my house because I'm not going to live like that. Every time I ask you to get up off your behind and do something to help me, you're going to give me an attitude? No. It should be a pleasure for you to be able to do something to help me out. And that's the way I see it, and that's the way I will always see it. And I will never talk on eggshells in my home. And that's why I love my home the way it is now, because this is my queendom. And this is 2024. I don't even want men in my home. I don't. Because I don't want that kind of energy. If you're not like my family member, I don't want you in my home. I'll meet you at the mall. I'll meet you any place else, but it will not be in my home. I think about men and their attitudes and their behavior. They're not as nice as women. They're nicer. They're easier to reason with. It's easier to communicate with women. Women are more gentle. They're more nurturing. And it's just easier to get along with other women. Men come with this men are from Mars. Mars is all about destruction and war and tearing things down and destroying. Whereas women are from Venus. We come from a place of love and gentleness and beauty and kindness. And yes, women they have their mood swings because of menstrual cycles or hormonal imbalances. But we know how to just go into our room, or we know how to sit quietly by ourselves until whatever is passing. Or if we see each other who's cramping or having, the womanly issues, we understand it. So that way we know how to help each other. But with these men, they're mean and they're abrasive, they're aggressive, and it's disgusting. And I was just got off of a call. It was a brief call, and she's afraid to ask for help because she needs help. No, he's just going to get mad. Every time I ask him to help, he gets an attitude, or he gets mad, or he starts slamming things around. Or if I ask him to do something, it takes him 2 or 3 days to get it done. Why do you want to live like that? That's not comfortable. That's not comfortable. That's not peaceful. That's insanity to me. Life is too short for you to be living it miserably. You got women who are doing, they say that they got a husband. You don't have a husband, sweetheart. You have a pimp. Because she's doing, what is a pimp? He has a woman taking care of him. Anytime a woman is doing most of the heavy lifting, whether it's cooking, cleaning, and whatever, bringing in money, if she's doing more to help him than he is to help her, that's not a husband, sweetheart. That's a pimp. And you being pimped out. You just didn't know it. But back to my point, no woman should have to feel like she has to walk around in her own home on eggshells because she don't want to make him angry. You know what? Get angry, because you know what? I could get angry too. You don't want to see my angry side. Keep in mind, I'm Trinidadian, sweetheart, and I have a temper on me. All you have to, and normally I'm a nice person. I'm easy to get along with. I am like the bubbles in champagne. But don't take me there, because I will go there with you. Because one thing I will not be able to tolerate ever is injustice or being treated unfairly. That don't sit well with me now, and it didn't back then, it don't now, and it never will. So like I told this young lady, anytime you're afraid to ask this man for help, it's time for him to go. Time for you to cut ties, because nobody needs to live like that. That's just ridiculous. Twinkle, twinkle, twinkle. You see how beautiful these roses are? That's how women are. Delicate, beautiful, and they should be treated accordingly. And anytime a man can't treat you properly, you don't need him in your life. You don't need it. You got all the financial burden heavy on you. You're doing most of the cooking, most of the cleaning, and you work a job. No, he's going to do 50-50 of that housework. He's going to cook this week, and I'll cook next week. He's doing his own goddamn laundry. And if there's kids involved, you know what? I'm on this week. Next week, baby, it's on you. I said it, and I mean it. And if you don't want to work with me, then you won't be living in my house. That's right. You'll be living in your place and I'll be living in mine. And guess what? Now you're doing 100% of everything for yourself. And guess what else? Next week, I'm dropping the kids off at your house. So look at that. I have the whole week to myself. 7 glorious days of peace, tranquility, comfort, and freedom. There's no reason for women to have to sit around and be afraid, or get all of these knots and these little... I remember how I used to get these feelings in my stomach when I used to have to ask this person for help. Well, honey, I helped him to the door. That's what I did. Twinkle, twinkle, twinkle.